system is maintenance-free. No filters, no salt, and no bottled water needed. Yep, zero maintenance and zero water bottles. They install it, you forget about it. Tap into your best life. Taste and feel the difference with Life Source Water. For a limited time, purchase a Life Source system without paying a penny for 6 months. No interest, no payments. Nothing for 6 months. Subject to credit approval. Call 888-712-4279 for a free consultation. That's 888-712-4279 for a consultation. Or visit LifeSourceWater.com. Life Source. Taste and feel the difference.
A typical morning here in the neighborhood spot. But today seems sweeter, and I'm sure it's because I'm getting boosted, boosting my immunity. Getting boosted, protection from COVID-19. Go to myturn.ca.gov to find boosters for ages 5 and up. Stay healthy and strong. Get boosted. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KCBS News Time, 8:12. Unsettling news from a 60 Minutes investigation finds questionable moves by the U.S. Forest Service during last summer's Caldor fire near South Lake Tahoe. KCBS reporter Holly Kwan joins us live with word that some local firefighters claim the town of Grizzly Flats at 600 homes didn't have to burn. Holly? Margie, when the Caldor fire started out as a 40-acre brush fire, no one in Grizzly Flats thought the U.S. Forest Service couldn't put it out. 2 days later, it turned into a blowtorch aimed at Jennifer McKim-Hibbert's family home, one she hasn't even been able to start rebuilding.
Trees laying in our footprint, and until I get those trees removed, I can't go out and get my permit.
Should those trees have even been there? A 60 Minutes investigation found the U.S. Forest Service has fallen down on promises to thin Sierra overgrowth. Dispatch logs and records obtained by CBS show outdated maps directed engine crews down dirt roads that have been washed out. Firefighting efforts that were pulled back in the middle of ideal firefighting weather, and crews that were released arrived. Lloyd Ogen is a retired Sacramento deputy fire chief who worked to clear trees prior to the fire.
The thing I struggle with is why would any resources get released on a fire that is in a obviously high-risk location, in a high-risk environment? I have not heard what I would term as an acceptable answer to that question yet. I haven't heard any answer to that question yet.
The U.S. Forest Service tells 60 Minutes its resources were stretched due to the massive Dixie fire that was burning nearby and that crews were pulled when conditions were considered too dangerous. Says it does now have a plan to accelerate forest management near towns at risk of burning. Reporting live, Holly Kwan, KCBS. Thank you, Holly. Still to come on KCBS. The transcendent quarterback thrills on Sunday Night Football. Jed Ramey will have all the details in sports in a minute.
It's my son, Sam, arriving 16 weeks early, spending 95 days in Sutter's neonatal care unit, and feeling grateful to watch him grow up and grow strong.
It's Dr. Patel, who knows I don't like going to the doctor, but being able to book video appointments so I can stay on top of my health while staying at home.
It's Dr. Vaith at Sutter, who's pioneering the use of AI to detect heart issues before they become real problems. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health. Find a doctor at sutterhealth.org.
Discover ancient Egypt like never before.
Amazing.
There's over 3,000 years of history. Priceless treasures have been gathered in the greatest...
There's so much to learn. There's so much to see. It was perfect for our whole family. I loved it.
Transport yourself to ancient Egypt in virtual reality.
It made me feel like I was there.
Breathtaking. This is a must-see.
West Coast premiere is now at the Young Museum. Limited tickets. Buy yours today.
Coming up on KCBS, the top reasons Bay Area quality of life is getting up. Bayside at 8:15. Ted Ramey is here at the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk.
Well, the greatest of all time in Tom Brady and perhaps the most talented quarterback we've yet to see last night in Pat Mahomes and his Chiefs when they visited the Bucs for the first time since these two met in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Now, that time, Brady won his 7th Super Bowl title. On this night, however, Pat Mahomes showed why, even without as many pelts on the wall, this is truly his time. Chiefs to a 41-31 victory. Now, with those 249 yards passing, Mahomes hit the 20,000-yard passing mark faster than anyone else in NFL history. It took him 67 games. Next fastest was Matt Stafford, who did it through 71 NFL games. By the way, what's amazing about this, 49ers had the chance to draft Mahomes and didn't. And, you ask, had a chance to get Tom Brady after New England and declined. So you think, what if? Speaking of the 49ers, they do square off against the Rams tonight on Sunday Night Football. Sad story out of yesterday, a fan at Acrisure Stadium died following a fall from an escalator. He was initially transported to the hospital in critical condition, was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. The Steelers put out a statement saying they were aware of the unfortunate incident that occurred inside the stadium and that they were working with local authorities and aiding their investigation into the matter. At the sports desk, Ted Ramey, KCBS.
This is the Eye in the Sky Traffic Watch, brought to you by Ring Central. This is Neil, your eye on. And today looks like a doozy. You want my advice? Ditch the commute and connect on Ring Central. They put call, meet, and message all in one app, so you can connect with anyone, anytime. I'm hearing from Chet in the studio. Picking up, Chet. Looks like you should have called on Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communication.
Over 10 years ago, we realized how important saving family memories was, and we wanted to help. Legacy Box started from that passion and has now helped over 1 million families digitally preserve their film reels, VHS tapes, and photos. Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm with the two of us in a garage is now over 200 trained professionals. Legacy Box is a safe and secure way to put all your favorite family memories on an easy-to-view digital format like a thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud. We ship you a sturdy Legacy Box to fill with all your outdated media, safety barcodes to track your items throughout the process, and a prepaid mailing label. Legacy Box has been featured by Good Morning America and The Today Show. Not bad for two kids in a garage. That's true, Nick. And here's the best part. We always wanted to make it affordable to preserve your entire collection, so we're offering 40% off. Go to legacybox.com/value to take advantage of this exclusive offer. That's legacybox.com/value to save 40%. legacybox.com/value.
KCBS News Time is 8:18. We're headed to 880 Fremont with Tate South.
Good news, bad news for the 880 commute. Traffic brought to you by Cars for Kids Real Estate. We had a stalled box truck southbound 880 after Mallory, blocking the lane for nearly an hour. It looks like that has just been cleared. Traffic backed up to Highway 92. However, in the backup, southbound 880 near Industrial, getting reports of an accident. A motorcycle involved, a rider down in the middle lanes, cars off to the right shoulder, so that's just going to change where the slowdown is. Southbound 880 for Hayward is going to be a problem trying to get into Union City and Fremont. South Bay commute, not too bad. Northbound 87 slows, Capitol Expressway past Alma. Slows from 87, they make your way up towards Union Street. In San Francisco, thanks to Brian of the KCBS phone force letting us know the traffic lights in Golden Gate Park not syncing appropriately, and that is creating big delays northbound on 19th Avenue, southbound on Park City. Cars for Kids accepts property donations with costs at an all-time high. It's time to donate that property to Cars for Kids Real Estate and stop worrying about any expenses. Hurry to secure your 2022 tax deduction now for the full appraised value of your property at carsforkidsrealestate.org. Your next traffic update at 8:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thank you, Dave. Get a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases at Mancini Sleep World with the Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast. Here's KCBS and KPI 5, Jessica Birch.
Hey, good morning. Daytime highs today are sitting right around average. Upper 60s in San Francisco, lower 70s in Oakland, and mid-70s down in the Santa Clara Valley. We're sitting at 80 degrees today in the North Bay, 82 off in our inland East Bay, but we jump to 92 by Friday. This is all due to high pressure building in from the south, so we're going to warm up as we head into the week. A perfect time for a lot of events going on here in the Bay Area. I mean, Fleet Week's happening this week. Looks like it's going to be sunny and nice for that. We'll even see sunny conditions heading into the weekend. Mid to low 90s still in the forecast for our inland East Bay, but we'll keep you updated on that here in the Weather Center. For now, I'm meteorologist Jessica Birch with your KCBS KPIX5 for Slur Forecast.
Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time is 8:21. A new poll conducted for the Bay Area News Group and joint venture Silicon how Bay Area residents are feeling about quality of life in the region. region, and the results are grim. According to the poll, the top problems residents see in the Bay Area are the cost of housing, the cost of living, and homelessness. And for more, we're joined on the KCBS Ring by Russell Hancock, CEO of Joint Ventures. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure. Good morning to you.
Well, what surprised you about these results?
Well, the problems are all familiar. We've been grappling with them for decades. What surprised me is that we're so grumpy about it. It's not new information. In fact, with the pandemic starting to wane, with the economy coming back, I thought people might have been in a better mood.
Yeah, I mean, grumpy is a great word, and I'm wondering how...
Yes, this is an annual poll, and what we've seen is that people are becoming increasingly grim. To the point now where 56% of respondents say that they are making plans to leave in the next few years.
That is a problem. What do you think is behind people's attitudes?
Well, I think that it's all of the usual stuff, but then you add into the mix the existential woes, climate change, drought, the wildfires, and the resulting smoke. You add all of that to the recipe that we already had in place, which is very high cost of living, very high housing costs, and now this precipitous growth in homelessness, and people just think, boy, the Bay Area is a tough place to live.
There is one bright spot, and that is that people are working remotely, and people like working remotely. But that's a double-edged sword.
It is, in fact. People like it. The remote work is here. It's perfectly clear that from this point forward, people will be working from home. They'll be doing it at least a couple of days a week, and they like it. People consider that to be a major upgrade to their lifestyle, and it has all of the accompanying effects that help our community, including putting a dent in our traffic congestion and reducing our carbon footprint. So that's a good thing. However, you mentioned that it's a double-edged sword. What it means is that it will be possible for people to work outside the region. They may hold on to their Silicon Valley job, but they might not live here any longer. And so we have to sort out whether that kind of flight out of the region is helpful or if that is actually hurtful to our regional economy.
And so how do we go about attacking all these problems that people are grumpy about?
Well, the big one is housing. It's perfectly clear that we have to do something about our housing. And this is the interesting point of the poll. Most people agree we need more housing. It's when we ask specifically what should we do about adding to our housing stock that we don't find any support for any of the usual measures. People don't like height. They don't like density. They certainly don't like anything being built within a half mile of their own home.
Well, something's got to give there.
Exactly. And what might give, frankly, is the state legislature. They may take us into receivership. In other words, they might take the matter out of our hands entirely, subvert local control, and just make it legally binding. We have to build it.
Thank you so much for your insight. We've been joined on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Russell Hancock. He is the CEO of Joint Venture Silicon Valley. On to the Money Watch. Questions are rising for big banks. Here's Jason Brooks on the Money Watch.
Jittery. Margie, investors are growing jittery over the health of big global financial institutions. Credit Suisse shares have plunged after the bank's management met with large clients and investors over the weekend in a bid to provide reassurances over the Zurich-based bank's financial liquidity. Credit Suisse is denying reports that it's talked to investors about a potential capital raise due to the impact of diluting shares when the stock has tumbled to an all-time low. The Financial Times reported that Credit Suisse is considering splitting its investment bank into 3 different businesses, including a so-called bad bank unit to absorb the bank's risky assets that it would wind down. Stock markets after the Institute for Supply Management's Manufacturing Index for September weakened to its lowest reading since May of 2020. Now, why would the market rise? The bad economic news? Well, that might mean that the Fed could to ratchet back its aggressive rate hikes if the economy is already showing signs of slowing down. Dow's up 607.